With 6 minutes of play gone in the last quarter. No scorers yet.
Carlton have come from 30 points down to only 11 points down with a rattling last half to the third quarter. They kicked 4 goals in that time. Silvani takes it out of the air, then runs into the pack. Uren, I think it was, with the ball. It went across the line. Hardy kept him on the rails, and there's another throw-in. Again, straight across the centre on the railway flank. Cooper versus Silvani and Sankey, taken by Hardy. Hardy kicks the ball up into the air. It's straight across into the centre of the ground. This is Parker running for the ball. He went down like a bag of potatoes before, and it looked like he'd be carted off, but he seems okay. Graham Arthur kicks it out of the glue pot. Snapping up Brendan Edwards. Brendan Edwards puts the Hawks into attack. It's up towards Peck. Peck is grabbed around the neck as he went down for the ball by Peter Barry. And here is the Hawthorn vice-captain and state full forward's chance of kicking the 7th goal of Hawthorn's 9. To half-time, he kicked 6 in a mercurial first half of play. John Peck is 40 yards from the goals at the stand end. The angle is half of a right angle. Here's his punt kick. It'll get the distance, but it's off the side of his foot. It's marked by the man in front. It's Hawthorn's mark. It's taken by Coverdale. Like Peck's first half, Coverdale's was an inspiration to his side also. Coverdale, perhaps to half-time, despite Peck's 6 goals, was best on the ground. Here he is from 25 yards out, running in on an angle of 60 degrees. He hooks it through, and that's a good one for Hawthorn. A very good goal indeed.
Certainly. Let's put Hawthorn right back in front now, and with this lead of 2 goals, nearly 3 goals, look as how they have the game sewn up right now, I'd say. The players are getting very tired. Carlton made a rally, but I think this might seal a little bit for them and slow them down.
Bob Nunn has the ball back in the centre of the ground. There's 8.5 minutes of play gone. 17 points of difference in favour of Hawthorn. Graham Cooper knocks it down sharp by Fisher. The ball is brought to the ground, and Fisher is with it as well, and umpire Nunn will throw it in the air again. It's been the order all day. He has thrown the ball up on every occasion. Such is the condition of the ground. Buckley knocks it 15 yards, kicked off the ground by Woodley, over towards the centre wing, and again is over the boundary line and out of bounds.
They kick off the ground.
Again. And Cooper is in front, Buckley's behind him. The ball is shot by Laura. Great rover for Hawthorn, picked up by Arthur. Kicked it up towards the half-forward line, where we see Bonetti is there. He's rallying on, kicked off the ground by Coverdale, and again by Woodward. Coverdale comes in again, kicks it up towards the forward line. Silvani tries a one-hander. The ball is on the ground, and again Silvani gets his kick up towards Bonetti. Bonetti is there, so is Law, and Bonetti gets his kick under pressure, and now it is picked up by Woodward. He kicks it back to the full forward position, and it is over the boundary line and out of bounds on Hawthorn's forward pocket. 9 minutes of play gone.
9 minutes of play gone, yes, sir, and the difference in the scores is 17 points for the Hawks in front. The light is very poor, it's very dull. Ian Law behind the plaque. Ian Mort with the ball now as he comes out. There's to be a throw-in within 25 yards of the Hawthorn goal. A throw-up. Dixon palms it down to Law. Law kicks it along the ground. It doesn't get too far, but a kick off the ground here could score. Instead, Bonetti, who has rescued Carlton from more scrimmages than he could probably count today, gets the ball out again. Dixon versus Sankey. Sankey in front, a double-handed knockdown. Shark by Coverdale. Coverdale punches the ball when held. It's towards Ian Collins. Collins stoops down to pick it up. It's tackled by Coverdale and put down rather ferociously. The ball goes back here towards, I don't know who that was, but the ball is being brought back.
It's a free kick against Coverdale. Must go to Ian Collins. Bobby Nunn was having a word with Coverdale about his tactics of the way he put Collins down. And the marks so far for the game are 36 to Carlton and 33 to Hawthorn. The free kicks are 39 to 37 in favour of Hawthorn.
Ian Collins almost in the back pocket, kicking it along the road wing at the Glenferrie Oval. Number 30 is Murray Kick, punched the ball out, then was held. It's his free kick, held when not in possession. Kick on the half-back flank. Players starting to tire. It's enough to play at the pace they do, let alone having to get through this glue pot. That's Fisher taking the mark and playing on. It's up towards Coverdale and also towards Bonetti, and Bonetti takes another overhead mark. This has been a feature of the play all day, I would say. One of the features, I mean. Bonetti's consistent marking above his head with a ball so treacherous and slippery. Cooper versus Sankey. Cooper in front. From behind it was Arthur knocking it down, picked up by Collins. Collins kicks the ball towards Barlamos, and Barlamos marks is tackled by Edwards, tackled high. Play on, says the ump. He kicks the ball into the centre. Arthur comes downfield and takes the ball. Arthur from centre half forward, kicks it upfield 30 yards towards Peck. Peck misses the ball on the ground. It's gone to a team player of his. A left foot kick out there by... I don't know who that is. It's Ian Mort, is it? Oh, no, Dixon. But the ball is being brought back.
It's a free kick against Peck and will go to Peter Barry. Peter Barry has the ball at centre half back. Kicks it up towards the centre of the ground. Buckley flies high, couldn't hold it. Kicked off the ground by Fisher. There's Graham Arthur coming in, gets his kick, and is tackled solidly by Collins. The umpire says play on. Woodward knocks it back over his head. There's a chance for Law. He bumps Benetti, but he comes off second best. It would be just like bumping a brick wall. And it is on the half-forward line for Hawthorn. Waiting for the ball to be thrown in again. Here's the throw-in. The train is right underneath it. Buckley knocks it down. There's a free kick against Buckley, and will go to Cooper, I feel. Or Peck. Peck it will be. But he's a long way out on the half-forward flank. Fortunately for him, he's on a good part of the ground, at least where there's some grass that is green before he gets into the muddy patch. So he will pull it. He will put the ball well into the scoring area. Best part of 65 or 70 yards away from the goals. Oh, he kicked it into the man in the mark. It rebounded off him. He recovered. He kicks it up towards the full forward position, where we see a Hawthorn player try and mark. Is picked up by Crow across to Barry. Barry fumbles it, gets his kick before Dixon can get to him, and it's bad play by the Carlton backman. Barlamos comes in there, and a very solid bump. An umpire none is letting it go. He calls up his players on the ground, including Dixon. There, Peter Barry gets up. The Hawthorn player being helped to his feet is Olsen. He will receive a free kick, I feel, because that was not... umpire none throws it in the air, gives it to Nichols. Nichols out towards Benetti, and it is Hardy gets a kick. And the Barlamos again pushed away by Uren. He gets a kick towards the half-back flank and is out of bounds. There's 13 minutes of play gone in the last quarter.
This is a really rugged football now. This is the most rugged football we've seen for the year by two very strong sides, and Carlton are using an extra man on the back line, which is their resting ruckman, and when he comes into the ball, it is their second ruckman.
Hardy from the back line to centre half back, marked by Murray. Kick would play on. He was just about to play on, and then he was pulled down, but the umpire is going to allow him his kick. Luck favoured Murray kick in that instance. He was just about to go, and Fisher had him. His kick is to the half-forward line. It was a good kick too. Collis appeals for the mark, and he's being given it. He had several bites at the cherry. He's given the mark at centre half-forward. Collis, one of Carlton's best players today, from the half-forward line, uses a drop punt which goes off the side of his boot in towards the pocket. It was met there for Faulkner, who's on his 19th man, taken instead by McPherson. McPherson kicked to Uren. To the naked eye, it is almost impossible to see the players on the other side of the ground. The light to pick out features. It's very, very poor light indeed. Knock away, taken by McPherson. McPherson kicks the ball upfield onto the centre wing. Edwards tried to kick the ball off the ground. Crow shoots it up in the air, taken by Murray kick. He gets 20 yards upfield, which is invaluable on a day like this. Racing forward is Phil Hayes, out from goals by 40 yards. He kicks the ball back onto the wing. Hawthorn couldn't hold the mark. Coverdale going through with the ball, punching it out. Brendan Edwards beaten on the ground. Faulkner kicks it up in the air towards John Nichols, who knows that he has to play on. He couldn't have marked it. It was less than 10 yards. The ball comes back upfield again. It's on the centre wing still. John James running upfield, waiting for a hand pass. It might come his way too. Barlamos has it, but he's dragged down. Ian Mort grabbed him. The ump is going to throw it up. Throwing it up on slightly better of halfway for Hawthorn. Silvani. Hardy's mark, evidently. Hardy's kick.
Hardy's on the half-forward flank for Carlton. The conditions and the light is failing rapidly. Still quarter of an hour of play before the time on. The ball comes up towards the full-forward position. Phil Hay comes well out, handballs it across the pack, but it's Peter Faulkner picks the ball up. Short passes it. It's an ill-directed one towards Carroll. Carroll runs into play. A Murray kick plays on, gets the ball up. He's tackled by Arthur, and also Carroll is there playing well. Olsen gets the ball, and it's over towards Woodley. Woodley handballs it back to Carroll. Carroll gets the ball, a left foot kick up towards the full forward line. Wesley Loftus is there, and so is Cooper. And look at that punch of Cooper as he knocked it 25 yards out of bounds.
Cooper's become a brilliant footballer in this last half of Hawthorn and is their best ruckman.
16 minutes of play gone, and still Hawthorn are 17 points in front. The ball out towards Phil Hay, full back. He's 30 yards from goal, and now the ball is 60 yards from goal as he puts a 30-yarder up there towards Stewart on the wing. Stewart of Carlton on the wing will keep the pressure up on these Hawthorn defenders. He short passes to Buckley Cox, who wasn't ready for it. Buckley Cox makes good on the ground. His recovery powers were fine. Goes towards Phil Hay, who punches the ball away. Wes Loft, who tackle him, follows it up, and the ball goes out of bounds. 9-5 Hawthorn, Carlton 5-12. Collis left foots it in towards John Nichols, who's against two Hawthorn opponents. It's 2 against 1. Picked up by Carroll. Carroll a snapshot for the sticks. It's bouncing right into Faulkner. Faulkner in the goal square. Puts it through. And now Carlton are 2 goals behind. Faulkner scores Carlton's 6th.
There's 22 minutes of play gone. 22 minutes of play gone in the last quarter. The light is fading fast. There's exactly 12 points of difference.
Well, it was a bad blue by David Parkin then, who just played very loosely on Faulkner. Faulkner drifted into the goal mouth without a person within 20 yards of him, and the ball came out from Collis. He put it through. An easy move for Carlton.
There's Silvani sharking the knockdown, but he kicks it straight towards Olsen. Olsen couldn't get his kick. Murray kick gets it out towards the half-back flank, where it is picked up by Brendan Edwards. He drives it up towards the half-forward line, where a good mark has been taken for Hawthorn by Alberston. He plays on immediately, looking for a lead from Coverdale. A one-handed attempt by Coverdale wasn't good enough. Picked up by Arthur, across towards James. And James chips in, gets the ball, kicks up towards the centre wing position. Murray kick gets it, plays on. Drives it up towards Carlton's half-forward line, but Phil Hay is 50 yards out from goals or more. He couldn't hold it. A chance for Collis if he can pick it up. He does so. He turns and runs around Olsen. He's playing well, Collis, but he gets bogged in the mud and he kicks it straight to Phil Hay, who gets a left footer up towards Brendan Edwards. Brendan Edwards gets it, handballs it across towards Uren. Edwards is brought down. Faulkner gets it, plays on, runs into trouble, handballs it across to Murray kick, and Carlton are fighting back again. Murray kick gets it down towards Carroll, and Carroll has marked the ball for Carlton on the half-forward flank, because that is where Carroll has been playing since half-time.
Carlton are 2 goals down. They are 12 points behind. Hawthorn are 9-6 to Carlton 6-12. Carroll on the half-forward flank has a chance to score. Can he get his footing right? Oh, it's a good torpedo punt, but it won't be a goal. It's swinging in towards the behind area, and it's short. Nichols tried valiantly to mark. Behind and ready for a snapshot is a Carlton player, is Hardy. It goes towards Nichols again. There's a great pack of players within 5 to 10 yards of goal. It's out into the pocket again with Olsen, McPherson, and several other Hawthorn players close to the scene with Hardy, and there's to be a throw-in with Sankey waiting for the throw. Up he goes against Woodley. Hawthorn win the tap down. Uren battles in, but the ball is blocked. A throw-up in the full forward pocket right in front of the scoreboard with 24 minutes of play gone. And another throw-in to follow that one. The light is so poor that those striking matches in the crowd, the flare seems to stand out like a beacon.
They go for it, and Sankey tries to knock it down. It's picked up by Graham Arthur up towards the half-back flank, and it's out of bounds again. About 6 minutes of play left, no more. 1 minute of ordinary play plus 5 minutes of time on. We're waiting for the ball to be thrown in on Carlton's half-forward flank. Sankey's going for it, and Woodley. Silvani over the top, knocks it down towards Williams. Arthur is there. Backing him up is Olsen. Olsen kicks it off the ground towards the Carlton goals. Coming in strongly, a team of players picked up by Graham Arthur. Kick back towards the centre half-forward position, where we see a great attempt by Barclay Cox. Silvani is there. Picked up by Murray. Kick, handballs it to himself. Has a drive towards the goals. But coming round quickly is John Nichols. Handballs it across to Carroll. Carroll couldn't do any good. He falls over. He might receive a free kick. Bob Nunn is going to award number 22 of Carlton a free kick, which is Tom Carroll well within kicking distance.
We're within 30 seconds of time on being added in this game in the final quarter. Carlton still 2 straight kicks down. This is a must for Carlton. Carroll has to get this one. He uses a punt kick. It's going right through the centre. They're 1 goal down, and now the pressure is really on the Hawthorn players.
And that's 2 goals for Carroll out of the 7 that have been scored by Carlton players.
What a magnificent recovery by Carlton. Full mark due to them, hopelessly beaten up until half-time, having too few good players, and they're in front now because of the efforts of a few of their individual stars, and Carroll is one of them now.
We're into the time on period. Probably 5 minutes of play left as the big fellas fly for it again. 1 goal the difference. Olsen trying to go through the pack with McPherson. The kick off the ground goes Carlton's way, but they're held up by Olsen. Olsen kicks the ball to the half-forward line. James throwing his weight about with Parkin. Picked up by Bob Crow, clears the ball to the wing. Riley on his 20th man. He replaced Wesley Loft, number 20. Punches the ball back into play towards Tom Carroll. Picked up by Fisher. Fisher is grabbed by Carroll. It goes to earth. Picked up by Olsen then, and it goes further upfield where it's out of bounds in front of Phil Hay. The score, 7-12. Carlton, the equivalent of 9 goals. Hawthorn, a 9-6, the equivalent of 10. One straight kick the difference in these sides. What a terrific fight back by Carlton. It's still anybody's game after a great revival by the Blues. It's on Hawthorn's half-forward line, taken by Woodward. Woodward's kick into the full-forward zone. Peck tries to mark. Play on, says the umpire, and play on they do with a great deal of relish and determination. The ball towards Falconer, who scored one of Carlton's late goals and marked the ball. Then is dragged down. The umpire rules that the ball was touched on its way to him, evidently. No mark is allowed. It was certainly over 10 yards through the air, and was to be a throw-up on the half-forward line for the Hawks. In they battle for it again. James turns out of trouble, then finds himself back in trouble. There'll be another throw-up to follow this one. 9-6 to 7-12. 1 goal the difference. We've had 2 minutes of time on.
Cooper knocks it down to Law, but Law couldn't get his kick before he was stopped by Silvani. James is coming in, he's been tackled, he's got the ball, but it is over the boundary line, and the umpire rules another throw-in. Time is ticking away for Carlton. They've had 2 minutes of time on. They trail by 1 goal. Hawthorn played a draw down Geelong a couple of matches ago. Could this be another one for them? As the throw-in comes again, Sankey knocks it down. Oh, coming through with like a train was Falconer, but he was overbalanced and he fell over, and will have the free kick given against him for holding the ball. It was a great attempt by Falconer that came undone.
Uren with the ball on the half-forward flank. He keeps the pressure on this Carlton defence, which has had a lot of pressure on it all day. The weight being thrown about, and it's Crow with the ball. He replaced Loft at centre-half back after half-time. The ball into the centre of the ground. McPherson goes down, picked up by Collis. Here come the Blues. The crowd is screaming in the outer. The ball down into the full-forward pocket, and it's been marked by Hawthorn. David Parkin's mark. We know these players as well as we know our own relatives, but it's so dark here and with so much mud on them, it's almost impossible to tell them at 20 yards. The ball is across onto the far wing. Battling for it is Colin Uren. I might explain that the picture you see is far better than the one we can see with the naked eye. It's so dark here. The television picture with certain tubes compensates for the poor light. A kick off the ground by Barclay Cox. Cox goes in then to tackle. Law is shoved out of the way. Several Hawthorn players in the frame. McPherson getting a run onto the ball. The siren goes, and a great revival by Carlton comes amiss as Hawthorn, who had a great first half, win by 1 goal.